I've given Stafford CEX a break now for like 5 days, I think, since I last walked in there. So maybe there's been a chance for some stock to be moved around. Even if it hasn't, I was going to go in anyway because today's haircut day. I was going to get my haircut a while ago. It's been well over a month at this point since I've had a haircut. So if my hair looks wet, it's because it's just sort of cemented down. Um, so we'll head into town, see what there is. I'm tempted to go check cash converters again because it's been a while since I've been in there. But the thing with cash converters is I think they're a lot more savvy than they used to be. Like I've talked before about how I think I showed this in like the last video. I'm not sure how I got lucky with Scooby Doo, where they price things not competitively with CEX. But then, for example, there was a I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but on PS2 there is a Piglet game that is apparently a little bit Resident Evil like. I don't own it yet. Um, and I think it's like 20-25 pounds, something like that. So it's not a cheap PS2 game by any means. And I saw that a while ago in cash converters, and I was tempted by it, but it was still about the same price as CEX, and I thought that was strange. Speaking of things that I think are strange, have you ever noticed when games within the same franchise have different colours for their logos? That bothers me. For example, one that has been standing out to me for quite a while because I feel like yellow stands out, and that's why every YouTuber on the planet for a while was using it, is Borderlands. Look at the difference in colour between that Borderlands and that Borderlands logo. It's a bother. There's also plenty of stuff I actually do need to just put on the shelves, but it's just been lying on the floor for a while. I'm kind of hoping at some point soon I'll run into another haze. If I'm collecting hazes at this point, it has been a few weeks since I've seen one. At some point I'll actually manage to play through the game. The way I see it, right, is if I've been cursed with haze freezing just about every time I've ever bloody played the game, surely if I just own about 10 copies of the game, each time it does freeze and does get stuck, I will be able to just put in another disc and carry on. I remember for some reason when I last played through the God of War games, I was having a similar issue where my God of War 3 kept freezing. So I just kept putting in different God of War 3 discs because I've got loads of God of War 3. There's one over there. There's loads. I think I've got about 3 PlayStation 3 God of War 3s at this point, for some reason. And I just kept, each time the game would freeze at a different part of the playthrough, I would just put another disc in and hope that the disc there onwards was fine. It'd be an interesting video to go through all of the games I bought from CEX over the last couple of years and just see whether or not they work, because that's a big red question mark right there. I have absolutely no idea as to whether or not they do, because I've never really checked. Because a bit of a weird thing is, when I look at the games that I own, a lot of them I already own digitally. Like, over the years I've picked them up digitally and then got them physically through since I switched to physical collecting. Like, I look at the entire Assassin's Creed franchise, which takes up a massive portion of the shelf on both PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, and I just think I would actually have no reason to ever put those discs in, because they're all available digitally on both PlayStation and Xbox One, and I own them digitally on Xbox One. It's not like a Game Pass thing. So it's like, would I ever need them? No. But I have them just in case. And that's kind of the point, isn't it? Because you never know when something is going to get taken or removed or licensed. For example, speaking of licenses being removed, there is a John Wick game that nearly no one's ever heard of. That's about to be removed. So if you didn't already own that, that's gone. I don't know if that has a physical release. If it does, it's probably about to go expensive. The same way the Spider-Man games got expensive. But yeah, anyway, I need to head into town because I've got an hour before my haircut, and I need to do the CEX stuff before my haircut because he'll wreck it. Let's go. I've done it again. How many times have I left the house at 3 o'clock? How many times have I driven to the town centre in Stafford, which anyone that knows that just infinite roadworks on a good day. But that's one way of parking. But also, I don't think that's even a parking space. That car's nearly taller than the tree. How's he done that? But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, school traffic every time. Every time. So, but the problem is, right, is that I catch both ends of this. Is I come to town at like 3ish and deal with the school traffic. And by the time I'm done and I go home, it's like 4:30, 5 o'clock. And now we're dealing with the work traffic too. So I catch both ends of the busy bits. Could time it better. Should have timed it better. Not at the minute though. I was about to say, people have been asking about my music taste. Right now, Breaking the Habit by Linkin Park was playing just before I paused it to start this video. It's my music is entirely like mid 2000s Linkin Park, Skillet, 3 Days Grace, etc. That sort of era. Breaking Benjamin. You get the stereotype from that, I suppose. Anyway, let's head over to CEX. I do not know what is going on in my local CEX when it comes to Pokemon, but the Pokemon supplies are like quadrupling. I never actually film the real DS shelves when I'm in here because they're like directly in front of the counter, and I feel like that's a little bit awkward. But even the cheaper Pokemon games, like your Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire and all the DS and 3DS ones that are not expensive enough to be put behind the glass, they've got loads of those too. It's all of a sudden that Stafford has got some sort of really highly, what's the word? I wouldn't say profitable, but like cash flow positive Pokemon economy. That definitely means what I think it means. That Demon Souls Collector's Edition, I was there when they took that in, and they called me over and be like, oh, Cayle, we got something that you might like. And I was like, yeah, I actually would. I would like that Demon Souls Collector's Edition. Problem is the corners of it are quite tatty. Don't know why that was knocked over. Pick that up. But the corners of that collector's edition are quite tatty, and I can't. If I'm going to get collector's editions, they need to be in good condition, you know? I only have, I think, 2 collector's editions as it is. It's the Painkiller Hell and Damnation one, which was an accident, because I went to get that thinking it was just going to be a regular old PS3 game, but it turned out to be the collector's edition, because it doesn't look like they actually qualify the difference, or at least they didn't when I bought it. It's been a while since I've had a look. And the Fallout 3 collector's edition lunchbox. At some point, I might get the Fallout New Vegas one. I did see that when I went to Sheffield CEX. I think it was Sheffield CEX a few months ago. But I don't know. I feel like it's not as easy to display. When I look at collector's editions, I'm thinking, how cool is it to display? For example, that Darksiders 2 collector's edition with the Death's Mask that's been in this CEX now for months, that is something I'm interested in. It's just not a game that I care enough about to actually buy, because I played through the Darksiders games back to back a few years ago, and I didn't like them as much as I wished I did. I think it's a cool collector's edition, though. But when it comes to masks, the collector's edition that I will get at some point is the Dishonored 2 Corvo Atano collector's edition. It comes with his big fancy mask on some sort of felt thing, and it looks very cool, and I have seen it before. Also comes with a steelbook of the game, because that's a steelbook that I don't have but would like, but is very rarely sold separately, because I think that steelbook may have only come with a collector's edition. In which case, if somebody has sold the steelbook absent the collector's stuff, they have made a bit of a mistake, because that collector's steelbook is worth some money, whereas the basic version of Dishonored 2, which is usually about on the floor around here before they moved everything around, by the way, is worth not a lot. The Dishonored 2 is one of those games that got dirt cheap. I'd love to know what games I've made like the biggest losses on over time. It's either Dishonored 2, because I bought that, I think, basically twice when it was brand new, because I got it on both consoles for some reason, and Deathloop, which ironically kind of same universe but not really, same sort of thing. Deathloop, I've got a sticker somewhere on mine that says like 50 quid, and I think it's about a £4 game now, because I think I got it when it basically had just come out, and I got it from CEX because there was no other alternative at the time. It's just one of them. But yeah. Okay, just as predicted, it's 5 o'clock. So let's go face the traffic home. I can see the red line on my maps. I'm not looking forward to this. It's 5:07. It's going to take me ages to get home. But I did buy something. I don't remember what I bought, but I definitely bought something. I'll show you. I brought some dishwasher tablets. I brought a game at CEX, though. I did. I just couldn't tell you what it was off the top of my head. I really have forgotten. I'll figure it out when I get home. See you when we're there. I think Ruby wants to see what I've got from CEX. This dog has the survival instincts of a sausage. Hello. Hello. I didn't ask for a paw. This isn't for you. This is for me. Just curious as what she's going to do with this. Let me help. Ruby. Inside. You're so silly. Okay, so the game that I bought, and I genuinely can't remember what it was. Knack for the PS4. Yes. So I looked at Knack and Knack 2. I don't think I own them. And I remember thinking, oh, that looks kind of cool, back when the PlayStation 4 released. Everybody's PlayStation 4 either came with like Killzone Shadowfall or Knack, and mine came with Killzone Shadowfall. I don't think either of them were particularly a good choice. You're not playing with that. And I was going to get Knack 2 today as well, because they had both. But Knack 2 was like 12 quid, and I don't want it that much. Not yet. Maybe at some point. I couldn't believe it was 12 quid though. That seems excessive for Knack 2. Come on. What are you doing? Come say hello then. Up you come. Hello. Yes, hello. Love you too. Thanks. I've had a haircut. Clean the hair out of my ears. Your nails are very sharp, Ruby. What was I going to say? Yeah, something I should probably pimp a little bit more in these videos is my own stuff. So, for example, fitness programs. Link in the description. Most people in the CEX space that follow me here don't know that I was fitness social media long before gaming. I had 400,000 followers in fitness on TikTok, like before any of the gaming stuff. I transitioned. Well, first actually, I made the transition sort of slowly. I went directly from fitness to gameplay content, and I grew an account to like 250,000 followers doing that. That was the Cayle Talks account. But then I started doing the CEX stuff, and specifically the CEX stuff, because while it's still on the same topic of gaming, the videos are different. And then that was something different altogether again. So I've kind of done it like 3 times now. But yeah, fitness programs in the description. I need to pimp those more. They come with a 100-page ebook and 200 videos. I spent thousands upon thousands of hours making them back in 2022. And people to this day still like, oh, you should release more. And I'm like, why? There isn't anything new that's known. Everything that they said in 2022 still stands now. They're still exactly as helpful as they were. Every fitness influencer releases new programs every year so that they can sell the same thing to the same people and make more money. And I could have done that at any given point, along with taking sponsors that I really wouldn't want to take, by the way. I have done so few sponsors in my time doing fitness stuff besides my protein. My protein code Cayle, by the way, use my protein code Cayle. But like for one-offs, I get companies all the time for various different AI stuff. That there are some AI stuff that I would say yes to, some that I wouldn't. And stuff that I will just never say yes to, like alcohol or like vaping. I get like vape sponsor offers constantly, and they get on my nerves. Just noticed something. We'll point that out another day. Jesus Christ. Yeah. So I'm going to have to talk more about my other stuff more frequently, I think, just to keep it all in the same loop. Ruby, if you're eating your bed again, I'm going to come bite you. Stop eating your bed. But yeah, my protein code Cayle, fitness programs, fat loss guides, all that sort of thing in the description. And yeah, hope you enjoyed today's video. We got Knack and a haircut, and now I need to go and like fix it myself because it's gone all fluffy because of the amount of stuff I put in it prior to the haircut, and now it's all brushed out.